Welcome to this video on creating and interpreting reports of DIY Loop via Nightscout. Previous videos have covered the steps to create a Nightscout website and connect your DIY Loop app to Nightscout for data transmission every 5 minutes. In this video, we will cover the following topics: what information you can find on Nightscout, the various reports available in Nightscout, and how to interpret these reports effectively. By the end of this video, you will have a comprehensive understanding of how to access and utilize the reports in Nightscout, empowering you to make informed decisions about your diabetes management. 1. Nightscout interface. In the Nightscout interface, the website is typically black and can be customized based on your preferences. Here are the different sections of a Nightscout website. The title bar displays the name of your site on the left and includes buttons on the right, such as the menu button with various settings options. You may also find edit and audio icons, which are rarely used. Depending on your authentication status, you will also see a plus sign where you can log treatments. The System Information section shows the current information of all systems connected to Nightscout. It may include gray boxes or plugins, providing additional details when hovered over. In Nightscout, we call these pills. The User and Treatment Information section displays information about you and your treatments. You'll find pills or abbreviations that will be explained further in the Settings section. The Basal Insulin section shows your basal insulin release. The Sensor Glucose and Treatment section displays your sensor glucose readings, carbohydrate and/or insulin treatments, as well as predictions from DIY Loop. This Data History section shows the last 48 hours of data. In Nightscout, you can access various settings through the hamburger menu at the top. Here's an overview of the available options. Reports allows you to generate reports. Via Profile and Food Editor, you can change settings, although the settings are usually managed through the DIY Loop app rather than Nightscout. Admin tools enable you to create access tokens for sharing data with healthcare providers or family members. Account settings provide options to adjust units, time format, language, and more. You can also customize the appearance of your Nightscout account, including the display of plugins or pills. Additionally, this section explains the abbreviations used in the interface. Changes can be saved if you enter your API password. Below that, you can see the authentication status. By exploring these settings and making appropriate adjustments, you can personalize your Nightscout experience to suit your needs. 2. Types of reports. When using DIY Loop, you can access reports through your Nightscout website via the menu in the top right. Some of the key reports you can access include day-to-day reports. These show how the algorithm adjusts basal insulin and provides insights into microbolus delivery. Distribution report. This report displays time in range, time below range, and estimated HbA1c. The coefficient of variation can be calculated by dividing the standard deviation by the mean glucose level and multiplying it by 100. The percentile chart report offers an ambulatory glucose profile-like picture to analyze glucose trends. The Profiles report allows you to review and record insulin settings, such as insulin duration, carbohydrate ratio, insulin sensitivity, basal insulin rate, and target value. And the Loopalizer report provides visualizations of average basal adjustments over a 24-hour period within a specified time frame. This can help identify patterns and trends in basal insulin adjustments made by the algorithm. Alternatively, reports from Nightscout can be visualized using the Nightscout Reporter software. This free web-based platform provides a more user-friendly interface and allows you to select the desired reports, set the time period, and generate a PDF document to forward to your healthcare provider. Interesting reports available include analysis, profiles, glucose percentile chart, and daily reports. There are 3 ways to discuss these reports with your healthcare provider. You can provide your healthcare provider with your Nightscout URL and a secure token that you have created. This allows them to access and view the reports directly. While you can't directly generate a PDF from Nightscout, you can save the reports as PDF files. Simply open the desired report, press Ctrl+P or Command+P on a Mac computer and select Save as PDF as the printer option. This will create a PDF file that you can save and email to your healthcare provider if needed. Another option is to use Nightscout Reporter to create more visually appealing reports that can be easily forwarded to your healthcare provider. By effectively utilizing Nightscout and Nightscout Reporter, you can provide your healthcare provider with comprehensive reports that highlight the performance and trends of your diabetes management with DIY Loop. 3. Interpreting reports. In DIY Loop, the main parameters that can be adjusted are the target value or correction range, carbohydrate ratio, basal insulin rate, and insulin sensitivity. This can be done via the therapy settings in the DIY Loop app. It can be helpful to follow a structured approach when interpreting reports and making adjustments. Here is a detailed guide. 1. Assess glycemic information. Check on the distribution report if treatment goals, particularly time in range and time below range, are being met over the past 2 to 4 weeks. Following international guidelines, time in range should be above 70% and time below range should be below 4%. If you have access to the analysis report of Nightscout Reporter, take note of the frequency of meal bolusing, which you would expect to be on average 3 to 4 times per day. 2. Optimize aid settings. Analyze the ambulatory glucose profile to identify trends of hypo or hyperglycemia. If you spot trends, try to find out on the daily reports if these are related to meal boluses. For trends related to meal boluses, assess factors such as bolus timing, carbohydrate counting, and consider adjusting the carbohydrate ratio. You can also explore the option of faster-acting insulins like Fiasp or Leomjev. For trends after manual correction boluses or after hyperglycemia, you can consider changing the insulin sensitivity factor to adjust the aggressiveness of the algorithm. You can also control the aggressiveness of the insulin delivery by adjusting the maximum basal rate and maximum bolus. Lowering these limits can help prevent excessive insulin administration, especially in cases of frequent hypoglycemia. On the other hand, if these delivery limits are restricting the system's ability to correct high blood glucose levels effectively, they may need to be increased. This should be done with caution. For trends outside of meals or boluses, you can adjust the correction range per time block or change the basal insulin rate from 1 hour before and during the corresponding period with 10 to 20%. It's also important to explore possible correlations with missed boluses, exercise, alcohol, or hypoglycemia. In DIY Loop, it is important to ensure that the basal insulin rate is appropriately set. If you notice a consistent pattern of increasing or decreasing basal insulin during a specific period of the day, for example in the Loopalizer report, the aim is to adjust the basal insulin rate at that time to align with the user's requirements. 3. Guide behavioral recommendations. Ensure proper usage of the automated insulin delivery system in the daily reports. Sensor wear time, activation of auto mode, and adherence to pre-meal bolusing can best be checked in the day-to-day reports. You can also check the correct use of overrides and pre-meal range and evaluate for overcorrection of hypo or hyperglycemia. Also ask about the appropriateness of alarm settings and reminders to avoid alarm fatigue. 4. Review pump settings and emergency plans. Document all pump settings, including at least basal insulin rate, carbohydrate ratio, insulin sensitivity, correction range, pre-meal range, and glucose safety limit. Also consider checking the algorithm's type, pre-meal range, glucose safety limit, and maximum delivery settings. Establish an emergency plan, including the availability of insulin pens for short and long-acting insulin in case of a pump malfunction or other emergencies. When making changes, it is recommended to modify one setting at a time. After implementing a change, closely monitor the effects over a period of 1 to 2 weeks. It is possible that your initial adjustment may not yield the desired results, in which case you can explore alternative options and make further adjustments accordingly. The key is to iterate and fine-tune your settings based on the feedback provided by your Nightscout reports, ensuring optimal performance of your loop system. By following these guidelines and considering the provided details, you can effectively interpret reports, optimize insulin settings, and ensure proper usage of DIY Loop for improved diabetes management. Please note that DIY Loop is highly customizable through patches and code variations. These versions can have modified standard settings. Keep it in mind and ask your patient about his personal customizations before analyzing his data.